especially Nigeria. Nigeria is so corrupt. People are corrupt. So also in other parts of the world. But how has it affected you personally? And how can you insulate yourself from that problem? That is what I'm going to be talking about today. And I would really need your help. If you can, I would really appreciate it. Again, kindly share this to your profile. Let people come in. Let's talk about corruption. Corruption can be as easy as paying a bribe. Corruption can be as easy as paying a bribe. If you have ever paid a bribe before, you are also corrupt. Now, this is not, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just making a definition of what corruption is. Corruption is taking what is not yours. Stealing is corruption. If you cheat in an examination, that is corruption. If you falsify your document, that is corruption. Is the abuse of what? Untrusted power, of trusted power, authority, or office for private, personal, collective gain. I agree, Olajide. I completely agree with you. When you, in Nigerian parlance, when you kolobi, when you take something that belongs to the public and you convert it to private gain, that also, my dear friends, is corruption. How far has corruption gone deeper? What Olajide just said now, like using your power unfairly, using your power very unfairly is corruption. How far has this corruption gone? That's the question I'm going to be asking us. And please, I would like you to participate. If you want to come forward, honestly, I wouldn't mind. In simple terms, if I want to simply put it, I would say corruption is the abuse of trust. When you abuse trust for personal gain, when you abuse trust for personal gain, is corruption. There is no other definition that we can give it. And this is important because corruption does not start with government. I have a friend here in Orange County, California, Tayo. We are all corrupt people. That we are corrupt, we are bad people. If you have met Nigerians that are bad, you'll be afraid. I don't even want to have more Nigerian friends, as a matter of fact. Aburugo, the wicked ones among us, we are so terrible. Just as when you meet the fantastic ones that I have been privileged to meet, you understand? We are the most, like, people who will stand in for you with every means necessary. They will stick their neck. They will do whatever that is possible to get you out of problem. God help you meet the good ones. If it is the other way around, you will know what time it is. Because corruption is far more than, it did not start with the government. So how far, what are we going to do? How are we going to deal with this problem? In a way of starting again, let me give you an example. Dr. Sam Adeyemi, I came across a video and he said he was sitting in the airplane, he was flying to a country. Fortunately, Pastor Iye Adeboye was, and he was asking him that, what is the role of church in the governmental system of a country? Because the decadence and the problem that is facing this country is so much. Then he said, Pastor Adeboye said, God should help us, that let us pray that we have good people. And he was like, that answer is too vague. Like, I was expecting a rema, you know what I mean? But he said, when he explained further, he said, if you have a group of armed robbers, give me 1 second. Olajide said, it involves dishonest behavior such as bribery, embezzlement, yes, nepotism and extortion. Absolutely. Nepotism is corruption. There is a gray area between nepotism and corruption. We will talk about that. I actually penned that down in one of my topics that I plan to discuss this year. Is nepotism, what is wrong with nepotism? That's the question I wanted to ask. That what is wrong with nepotism? What is wrong with nepotism? I've learned to write things down when I'm talking, because most of my best nepotism, most of my best life comes when we are talking like this, you know. Is nepotism really, what's the big deal about nepotism? Let me go back to the question I was asking. So he said, Pastor Adeboye said, if a group of thieves wants to select a leader, you can only select from your group. So what we should pray and hope for is that everybody changes to normal people. Let us all become better so that when you choose one person, you are choosing one better person. A group of thieves will not go and bring a police officer to be their leader. You attract your type, basically. That is what it's trying to say. So corruption does not start from the government. Sometimes it starts from our everyday behavior. Corruption starts from our everyday behavior. Have you seen any small corruption in everyday life? Anyone? As little, small corruption. Just, let me speak Port Harcourt English. Small, like small, just small corruption. Very tiny. Nobody died. Nobody died. No, nothing happened. But just tiny corruption. You're talking about the armed robbers. I love what Dr. Lakunle Shorinyo said some times ago. He said, an armed robber attacked a bank and as a result stole all the money, maybe max 25 to 30 million. This was maybe like 10 years or 15 years ago. So you go to a bank, armed robbers attack this bank and they stole $50 million, naira, for example. He said, and everybody's shouting, oh more, these people are so bad. Maybe they killed the unalive, the gate man and all of that. He said, but there is a politician in his office with his pen stole over 200 million naira. Money that is meant to build roads. That accident is going to happen. People are going to lose their lives. Vehicles, children, like all kinds of unfortunate circumstances that will happen because roads are not built. That is a greater evil compared to the man that stole 25 million and shot one person. Basically, he's just trying to tell you the different dimensions at which corruption work. Somebody stole your money and they burnt him, they beat him up and jungle justice. But there is somebody in the corner of his office at the end of the month just needs to sign a document that will take 300 million naira away from the bank account and nobody would know. Nobody would know. So that we are looking at corruption from a different angle entirely. So what is your experience or what have you seen so far so good? There's time they asked one governor to share money for us before we vote, but he refused to share it. That is corruption. Now, what is he sharing money for in the first place? Is he sharing money because he wanted to incentive? He wanted to incentivize you guys, or out of the largeness of his heart? The argument about corruption, whether you learn how to be corrupt or you inherit corruption, what is it going to be about, guys? Many people believe corruption is a learned behavior. What do you think? Anyone, for the love of God, I need you to tell me, do you think you learn how to be corrupt or you just happen to be corrupt? Do you just happen to be corrupt or you learn the behavior of corruption? Do you learn how to be corrupt or you just realize that you started being corrupt? You're doing something the wrong way, and as long as you are getting results, you don't mind. Coded, thank you for joining me. Do you learn how to be corrupt or you just inherit that corruption? That's the question I'm asking you right now. Anyone? I'm waiting. Okay, so far so good. I don't have any comment. So, nobody is born knowing how to manipulate system. There is nobody that was born today and you realize that, I will learn how to be corrupt. No. Something happened along the line. As you progress with life, you just realize that doing it the right way somehow does not work. And you think you will, maybe I should twist it a little bit, and you got result. You got result by doing something that is not completely correct, and you feel maybe this is actually the way to do it. Because how do you get corrupted? How do you become a corrupt person? You watch other people. You watch other people get results in the most strange way, and you assume that that is the best way to go. That is one of the ways people get corrupted. That is how people learn how to, it's like when a child watches an adult. When you watch an adult do some basic things, and you would think that is the way to go. I will never forget this man. I can't remember his name now. He said when he gave birth to his son, when the boy turned 7, 8, he found out that the boy copied his routine every morning. So he wakes up, he prays with his family, then he goes to his balcony, he opens the door and he makes a coffee, then he comes to stand in front of the balcony and he's speaking words. He's preparing the day, he's letting those words out there. And he found out, he came one day and he traveled. He turned on the camera to see what's going on in his house. He saw his son woke up, went to bring a cup of water, opened the balcony and stood out there, and he was pacing exactly what the father is doing or what the father does all the time. The point I'm making is, people learn how to be corrupt by watching others do it, like a child that is watching an adult. Or when you see someone say, look, just give them something and the problem will go away. And truly, the problem went away. If the problem did go away, why not? I just have to repeat it again. So yes, people can learn how to be corrupt, especially when you see that the corruption is bringing results. Or like a student who is watching your classmate cheat and they are passing exams, and you know that it is wrong. You know that it is wrong, but how do you do it? Bible said, he that knows how to do good and does it not, to him is a sin. You know that what you are doing is wrong, and as long as you know it is wrong, it has become a sin. But you did it anyway, because people are doing it and they don't get caught. They have best of grades. There are people who are doing something that is irregular, something very, very unnecessary, and something that is, but they get the results and they are doing very well. The guy that got the manager of the quarter in your company, you knew he falsified that result. Oh yeah, how about that? You knew he was not that smart. You knew that he falsified the result, and guess what? He didn't get caught. He got the plaque. They called him the manager of the quarter. But you knew that he jumped queue. You knew he did chua. For my non-Nigerian audience, chua means someone who is not straightforward. You are a manager in a department. There is a system in your company that celebrates and compensates the manager of the quarter. So between January, February, March, there is some type of gift card, a check, or some type of promotion that goes to someone that does the best job, and and all of that. And the guy that got it back to back for the past 3 months, he's cheating. He's been cheating, he falsifies results, but he keeps getting the manager of the quarter. What does that do to your psychology? Question. What does that do to your psychology? That's the question I'm asking you today. That's the question, Ada Igwe. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's the question I'm asking you. He stole. He didn't come on time. He falsified results and he got away with it. In fact, now they've promoted him. You now report to him. Half of his report, you did it for him. When time was against him, he was begging you. And the rest of the story, as they say, is history. Now he's your boss. And you are questioning yourself. Is this how I'm going to continue? Is this how I'm going to continue to live my life? Because I want to be holy, I want to do the right thing. Because it keeps ringing in your brain that he that knows how to do good and does it not, to him is a sin. And that's not my opinion. That's what the Bible says. And now you know that it is wrong for you to do what is wrong, especially for those of us who have active conscience. You cannot do one wrong thing like this. Your mind is about to kill you. Your mind is about to blow up, because you cannot have peace of mind when you do what is wrong. But people are going ahead of you, and they say you should not join them. If you cannot join them, if you cannot beat them, you should join them. How long is it going to take you? Is this how I will continue? Now you are 30, you are 35, and your breakthrough has not come yet. So when you learn this corruption, it doesn't cost much. In fact, it's easier. It's easy to do what is wrong. That is one funny thing I say about life. Please tell me your experience. What have you seen so far so good in this life that you are living right now? Because over time, corruption will start looking normal. If you stay in that environment, you'll be like, come on, what are we talking about? He did it and it's fine. Now he's the branch manager. They hired us together. We used to be here, and now this guy is here. He's here because he did some things you did not agree to do. How about you, young lady? You know you want to do the right thing, and it's taking too long. Do you think corruption starts with small habits? Do you think corruption starts with small little habits? That's why I always pray, and I hope that for those that are doing the right thing, I hope help will come for you quickly so that you don't compromise. I hope help will come for you very quickly so that you don't compromise. Lane, I see you. I see you. Thank you. So that help will not. What was I saying? Okay, I remember. I said that for you that you are doing the right thing, I hope help comes for you quickly. I hope help comes so that you don't compromise. So do you think corruption starts small? Nobody starts big. Those that are stealing, those that became so corrupt, they started little, and for some reason it got bigger, and there was no consequence. I work in an environment where merit does not give you the promotion as much as dirty politics does. That is from that she works in an environment where merit, good job, something you did from the bottom of your heart, wholeheartedly, your sweat, your commitment, your intelligence, your best was not enough. You still didn't get it. It's painful. And yet we are asking for more. It is painful. You put your best. You put your intelligence. You added everything you have. Everything you've got. You put it in there. And yet you didn't get the promotion. And please don't tell me that it's not about promotion. It is about promotion. It is about promotion. I don't want to hear that it's not about promotion. Who does not want to be promoted? Who has allergies for promotion? If I'm putting in my best, then it should reflect. It's an encouragement. It feels good to do the right thing. Don't get me wrong. Whether someone sees it or not. We're talking about character building here. Yes, I get that part. But even in the midst of that, there is nothing wrong when I'm being compensated for something that I did correctly. Dr. Lakure Shorion said, the money you give to your wife as a husband is not giving, it is duty. He said it's a duty. So whether she says thank you or not, it is your duty to care for your family. But it is not wrong when you hear thank you, sir. I was in my brother's house a couple of years ago, many years ago, maybe like 12 years ago, and we just came in. I went to visit him in Lagos, and the kids were in the house with his wife. And in Nigeria, there is something we call NEPA. It's some type of power distribution company, what we call Edison here in the United States and all, power company. So power was interrupted, and my brother went out to turn on the generator so that there will be power in the house. And as soon as we were coming back inside, all the children just said, thank you, Daddy. Thank you for giving us alternating current. I'm like, okay, all right now. I like that. You understand? I was not married then, and I'm like, gratitude. Even though he's doing his duty, yet the kids, they've been trained. And I'm sure it's the mom that must have instituted that in their brain, that you have to be able to say thank you. The point I'm saying is, even when you know it is your duty, there's nothing wrong saying thank you. It will compel you to do more. It will program you to want to do more. Why do we appreciate God? Why do we always want to be thankful? Yoruba says, when you are so thankful, you are so grateful, you do everything that you mean you did this much, I really want to thank you. The person you are thanking acknowledges it. He likes it. It feels good. If he has more, he will probably attend to you. So corruption starts with small habits, just like good behavior starts with small habits. So even when you carry out your duties and you're not getting that promotion, are you not going to do the other thing now? Because this is what it looks like. So the argument around corruption, whether it is learned or it is inherited through environment or not, that's not the point. It is the person that is involved. For how long do you think you can hold on? For how long? You've been in that company now for 5 years. You've seen people got promoted. People have gotten promoted around you. The guy that came in before you is now, they've sent him to a branch of a region and is doing very well. Just because of one or two things that you need to do. What are you going to say? The second part of this discussion is, I want us to look at the other side, that some people argue that corruption is inherited through environments and systems. Do you agree? Corruption is inherited through environment and systems. I've been talking around this block that corruption is inherited. It is passed down to you through environment and system. If someone grows up in an environment or in a system where rules are hardly enforced, the person is likely to be corrupt. When rules, nobody cares, there is no law and order, people are likely to be corrupt. When you see the level of disorderliness in some people's lives, you'll be like, where did you grow up from? Like, who buttered, like, who breeded this type of, like, you know what I mean? Corrupt, especially when you come from a place where corrupt people have become very rich and powerful. And you see honest people, people who are earning legitimately, you see how they struggle through life. You are likely to adopt that system of corruption. Because even me, I don't like to suffer. Problem is not stew. For those who speak Yoruba, problem is not palatable. Problem is not fun. Problem is not nice. It's not good to be in a situation that you cannot control. It's a terrible it's a terrible place to be, whether you're a man or you're a woman, and it is true. So sometimes systems and environments can compel you to be corrupt. So how much tenacity do you have now? How much tenacity? Because your environment can slowly shape your behavior. You now behave yourself into that lifestyle. You will behave yourself into that lifestyle. There was an example someone gave in a conference I once attended online, that this guy made a vow that there is no file that will pass through my desk that I will not charge you money. Because his father worked in the same organization for 35 years. He couldn't build a house. Oh, Nigerian social or justice social system. A preacher mentioned it, that when you got to the topmost of your career and yet you are unable to have a decent accommodation for yourself, there is a problem with the paying and wage system. There has to be a level of comfort that comes to your life after you have climbed all the ladders and yet you are still struggling. And you see politicians who didn't even have your intelligence, who didn't have what you have. Yomi, thank you for joining. I see you. Who didn't have your intelligence, who didn't have what you take. He didn't have your intelligence, he didn't have your academic background, he didn't have your excellence, he didn't have your grace, he didn't have your tenacity, he didn't have your intelligence, he didn't have your character. And you see them break through. You see them do unbelievable things. Corruption is a what? Of failed value. Joseph and Daniel worked with wrong people but upheld godly values. I like that. I'm coming to that. And I saying that even though it is tough, we have seen people who worked in corrupted environments and they were not corrupt. They were able to uphold their values. I'm coming there. So you hear statements like, if you don't play the game, you will suffer. People begin to believe that over time. In that kind of environment, corruption becomes like a survival strategy. Corruption now looks like a survival strategy. So for how long are you going to stay like that? It is tough, man. It is difficult, especially when it looks like everything is not working or it's taking too long. Corruption looks like a surviving strategy for some people. I have a question to ask everybody that is watching me. Can a corrupt environment influence good person? From what Ada said, he mentioned Daniel in the Bible and he mentioned Joseph in the Bible, that they were incorruptible. What type of bills do you have that if they flash money in front of you, you will not reconsider and say, Omo, you know, hey, Ling. Or sometimes people will see you as not being a go-getter if you don't bend the rules a little bit. Yeah, you don't bend rules. You don't bend rules. It is what you go by the book. You go by what the book says. People will think you are complacent. You are not a go-getter because you are supposed to bring everything to the table, even if it is wrong. Is that now? Because before we start blaming the government, before we start saying some people are corrupt, what about us? Are you going to get that promotion by any means necessary? I go back to my question. Can a corrupt environment influence a good person? Can a corrupt environment influence a good person? Yes or no? Please let me know in the comment section. We are going forward. Can a corrupt environment influence a good person? Please leave it in the comment section. I would like to know. If you think corruption can bring them on, okay. If you think corruption can influence a good person, please let me know. Let me know. Yes, it can. Honestly, I believe it can. It will just take another level of commitment. You will play by another set of rules. People will never understand why you are doing the things that you are doing. Oh, I have tons of examples I can give towards that. Maybe before we go to the next session, let me share this example. I've seen people who will meet me and say, don't you like money? A lifetime ago in a company where I was working, and for the life of me, these guys couldn't understand why I won't take money from them. But I was the face of that company, and my boss trusted me, and it meant something to me, because that woman does not trust anyone. Yes, it can. A good person is not always a godly person. A good person who isn't will be what? Yeah, will be converted. Or a good person is not always a godly person, because these are two different things. Thanks, Ada. You are very correct. Because you are good does not mean you are a godly person. Oh, let me throw this argument out there very quickly. Again, my mentor, Dr. Lakule Shorian, said, you don't become a thief because you stole. You don't become a thief because you steal. It's a little bit crazy. He said, you steal because you're a thief. That the reason they call you a thief is not because you stole. You stole because you intentionally stole that thing because you're a thief. Think about it for a second. I know it sounds like it's the same thing. No, let me say it again, then I'll explain how he said it exactly. That you don't become a thief because you stole it, because you took it. So maybe by chance you just saw it and you took it. You really don't have intention of taking it, but it's available. He said, but you stole because you're a thief. And this is the next statement he made. He said, there are people who will never steal anything. But it is not because they are good. It's because they don't have the opportunity to steal, or because they have not been put in a place where to steal money. And they can go like that for the rest of their lives. That does not mean they are not thieves. Naturally, by natural inclination, okay, let me slow down. Naturally, their natural position, they are thieves. But they never had the opportunity to steal anything. And that is why you think they are not thieves. They know they are thieves. In themselves, they knew that if they have the opportunity, they will steal money. They know that if they have the opportunity, they will add some zeros. But they didn't have the opportunity. And people would trust them forever. In fact, they can go for many years. They are still thieves in their natural state until an opportunity came, then they will shock everyone. Like Nigerian politicians, some of them. There are people who are Nigerian Labour Congress leaders. They fought for people. They stood in front of judges. They did protest. They were sweating. They did everything possible to make sure that everybody is fine. They were incorruptible until they got to government themselves. Government is a pressured environment. When you have enough pressure, Money that you can steal and nobody will question you. Come on. When you have enough pressure, let's see if you will steal money or not. When you have the opportunity to do what is wrong and you don't do it, that is when you know that money doesn't really have control over you. And it's not just money. It goes from money to every other thing you can imagine. That is when you know. You think you're a great guy right now. You're a great guy because you are broke. Wait until you have money and let's see if you will not be corrupted. Let's see if you have enough money to go to Seychelles or go to one of those Caribbean, islands and just have fun. You can have breakfast in Paris, come back, go to South Africa, and let's see how much you can do or you can still be yourself. So there are people who are corrupted already. They just don't have the opportunity yet. That's the point I'm making. The second part, the third part I'm going to is corruption. Is corruption a choice, or it's something you can't do without? Even if corruption is learned or influenced, is it still a choice? You have a choice to make. That's the point I'm making. Because in that same environment, some people will remain honest. Their progress will be slow. Don't get me wrong, though. Their progress will be slow. They won't get results. The result of the blessings of corruption. I won't even use the word blessing. The result of corruption, they will have properties. They will have, their children will be in good schools. They will have nice cars. They can travel for summer, go for holiday, live in the best part of town, and do all of that. They are the best. They talk about them in town. They are the next best thing that happens to, But there are still people in that environment that will be honest. There are still people in that environment that will remain honest in that society. They will refuse to steal. They will refuse to compromise. Their integrity is still going to be intact. They may not have much to show for it. I did a video a couple of days ago that corrupt people know that you are not corrupt. And I will have another moment to discuss this with you as time goes on. People that are corrupt know that you are not corrupt. And in the days of their contradiction, in the days where they need somebody to be recommended for greatness that they cannot have the privilege to do because they know they don't have the integrity that it takes to hold on to that type of office, they will call you. They will remember you. I'm telling you, there is someone in my life right now who is forcing me. He wants me to come to Nigeria to come and take over a project, and I'm like, lie, for what? First pay me all the money you are owing me. I told my friend here, Tayo, if you're lying, you will remember what I'm telling you right now. I said, no, I'm not coming, because they've been stealing blind from him. They've been stealing blind from him. This is now, he now wants someone who has integrity. When he wasn't paying me salary and I couldn't steal from him. I had the opportunity to steal. I did. I had a pregnant wife at home and he won't pay me my salaries. And yet I would go to his hotel room. We have meetings. We want to go to NDDC in Port Harcourt to sit down to do all of that. And I will see him. He squandered money like no man's business. And he won't pay me. He will say to my face that to carry money give you think that to carry money give you not my problem. In other words, you think to give you money is a problem for me? No, because there's something he wanted to do that I wouldn't do. But normally where everything they okay, now me suppose they work for you. He will say it to my face. The pressure, oh God of heaven, I wish I could describe this better. I don't have verbiage. I don't have utterance to describe the humiliation that comes from what this man was telling me. Without me in his life at that point, he would have still been able to go around. But I knew what I did. Sorry, let me read this. So people are still stealing from him because he's still not paying me. They said, Olegba. In other words, there are people that are smarter than you also who will take from you too. You get a contract, you are supposed to execute a contract. You bring people together, but they know you're also not going to do it. And they know nobody's going to question you. So you pay for a service, they will render it. So you need someone who is going to be following up with them, pay them by installments and stuff like that. But that's not how it works. You will get what you, how did they say it? You will what? I can't remember what that thing says. You will reap what you sow. You understand? So yes, people are stealing from him too, and he's tired. How can you be tired even when you too, you are not? This is exactly what you do. So some people will refuse to steal in such environment. So please, you cannot let it get to you. Again, like I said, all I'm saying is I hope that you will get out of that situation on time so that you don't become corrupted, because it is easy to be corrupted when you are broke, when you are stranded, when you are broke, busted, you have responsibilities, your rent is about to expire, your car is broken down, and all you have to do is to look away. Just look away. You don't have to do much, just look away. I have trucks following me into a city in Akwa Ibom State a lifetime ago, and I'm getting a call from someone who says, "Hey engineer, how you doing? Look, you don't have to stress yourself. I've already paid for an hotel somewhere in Calabar. All you have to do, just instruct your staff. Instruct them to take so to a gas station. I already got all your invoices ready and all of that. I have an envelope for you. Envelope, money that I have not made. Monies that are more than my salaries. Your ability to say no, Omo, you have to say it quickly, or else you will change your mind. Say it quickly and leave the place. Many times I'm regretting as I'm going. Many times, God is my witness. I'm saying this publicly. Many times I'm like, when you know you did something that is right, but in your mind you go like, you get sense. So that is exactly what I'm talking about. So before you change your mind, you leave the place. The more you look away, the more you lose a piece of your yes. If you don't look away, the more you focus and you get, should I not? Nobody would know. This was a conversation between two persons. All I've got to do was to just make a call. Hey, how you doing? I want you to take this. No questions. How can you ask me a question? I'm your boss, for God's sake. Nobody's going to ask any question. It is tough. So do it quickly, do it promptly, and leave that environment. As soon as you said no, leave. As soon as you said no, split, or else you will change your mind. You will. Honestly, and I won't blame you. But you need to learn how to quickly say no and leave before you change your mind. When you remember all your bills, your phones are bad, your wife is complaining, your children's school, even you know you don't like that school, but that was what you could afford, and someone is flashing money in front of you, all you have to do is to look away. This file is going to go through your desk. I don't even need your signature, but don't condemn it. This type of money will come for you, and if you don't do it, I even hear now that it's more dangerous now to even be faithful in Nigeria. Man, we're in trouble, man. The point I'm making is integrity still exists, even in difficult environments. And I hope you are going to be one. I sincerely hope. So that means corruption is not inevitable. Corruption is not inevitable. People still have the power to choose. That's the point I'm making. So do you think integrity is still possible? Yes, I will answer that question even before you do. I know integrity is still possible, but it comes at a price. But I'm hoping that one day we will have a group of people who will only walk by integrity. People who will not do anything else but to do it by the book. And doing it by the book means you'll be able to reproduce that result anywhere you find yourself. So why is it so difficult for people to do what is right? People don't want to waste time. But corruption has become so dangerous in our society now that even you that you're practicing it, if you're not careful, your life is at risk. When you remember you have a set of oh my God, I'm sorry, my apologies. I read a comment from my I won't even call him my friend right now at this point. I've known him all my life. JSS3 or SS1. Yomi said you might change your mind, especially when you have a set of triplets. Bro, think about it. A set of triplets. That's a big deal. Do you know the food they will consume? On what salary? How much is salary? And you are doing it the godly way. You are doing it by the book. That's why I'm saying that I hope a system will come one day that will reward good people, that will generously reward good people well. Because if care is not taken, everybody will go crazy. Because being honest does not pay that much anymore. It wastes your time. Your progress is slow. You don't have any results, nothing to show. Integrity. Shame integrity lave Jen. Is it integrity? Hey, Sisi. Is it integrity that we integrity we go sharp? Is it integrity that you will eat? Did someone told you that all you have to do is to do this, and you say no, you don't want to do it, and you're seeing other people, they do it and they move on. They move on with their lives. You know what is worse? No consequence came to them, as far as you know, because life has a way of dealing with them. Oh, life has a way of dealing with these people that we are talking about. Oh, don't get it twisted at all. Nobody goes scot-free for any wrongdoing. It's just going to take some time, and you might not be there. Leave the children out. Dodger is telling you, Yomi, that you should leave the children out of this. It's just a joke. It's just to show, no be joke. Okay, I know what you mean. The point is, we've got bills to pay. We want to have integrity. We don't want to steal. We want to do what is right. And the pressure is coming. The pressure is mounted right in front of you. And you are saying that I should not compromise. And you are seeing the corruption all over you. People who have inherited corruption by virtue of the society they came out from. So when corruption becomes normal in your society, I got this from a book that I read last year, December. I can't remember the title now. Maybe when I'm doing a summary on this video, maybe I will remember and I'll put it there. The guy said, when you find yourself in a system where corruption is normal, there are three things that you can do. There are three things happens. First of all, that it will be difficult to find somebody you can trust in such. Forget it. People go. Tayo said people go scot-free. I kind of agree, but I have seen people that it looked like they went scot-free, but they look. I feel like 60 to 70% of people watching, joining me live right now are Nigerians. Your personal experience and the experience of what you are seeing in our country right now, it looks like people are going scot-free. So I don't blame you if you think that people are not going scot-free. It looks like they are going scot-free. I totally understand that. But I also know people, it looked like they went scot-free. Just like 15 years ago. They are broke right now. It didn't look like they made money ever before. One operation, they make like 6-7 million naira. I'm talking about 15-16 years ago. Young people who are not married. And they do that in a month, maybe they can make like 12-13 million naira outside their salaries. They've sold the houses. Some have gone to jail. Some you are helping some people pay rent now. Because that type of money does not last. Bible said money that is ill-gotten flies away. And that's not my opinion. That's what the Bible says. In the book of Proverbs, chapter whatever, I can't remember right now. They did not play their corruption game well. I have a comment on my TikTok account that says those that didn't go scot-free because they did not play their game very well. And I don't blame you. Again, I know who that person is and I know why he's saying that. We have examples right now. Sisi, you are laughing. I know. Our country does not support the theory that I'm talking about. What are you saying now? What are you saying? You know people who went scot-free. They've been going scot-free since. What are you telling me that corruption does not, that people don't go scot-free? Karma. It's like karma is exempting people. Let's just say it as it is. It's like karma is exempting people from this drama. They play their game very well. It looks like karma does not even understand them anymore. It's like they've even bribed. It's like they understand. My God. But I'm concentrating right now on those who are in the breach. You are there right now. You don't know, should I not? What will I do? Karma is on Karma is on leave. Karma ti gba leave. Karma ti ṣeré lọ. Karma needs help right now. People are going scot-free. The Nigerian situation right now is even supporting this situation we are talking about. You know people who are supposed to be in jail right now, and they never went to jail. They never went to jail. Yes, Karma is on leave. They never went to jail. And we are saying corruption is bad. Corruption, a good name is better than gold and silver. Give me gold first. Then I will. No, that's not my opinion. I'm telling you how you are feeling right now. I'm not saying you should collect gold first. That a good name is, and I wasn't the one that said it. Don't look at me like that. No, I didn't say that. It's the Bible said that a good name is better than gold and silver. Argue with the Bible, not me. But I'm sitting in your position right now. Please leave Nigeria out of leave Nigeria out of this conversation. Where else will I go? I've never lived in Thailand before. I'm just using that as a point of look. Let's bring it to individuals. What are you going to say about people that you know they don't even have the credentials? They don't have what you have, and you know they've gone way ahead of you. Sometimes you understand how they did it and you couldn't. That's the point I'm making. This is not to, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad, or I'm not saying this so that you can have a reconsideration. Bible said a good name is better, is what gold and silver. You understand? That's the point. So when corruption becomes normal in a society, number one, trust is going to collapse. People will stop trusting society. They will stop trusting their leaders. They will stop trusting institutions. Everyone who is supposed to, I'm distracted because I'm trying to read. You know, sometimes life goes beyond being intelligent and having credentials. I know life goes beyond that. But keeping it real is still the fact that there are people who might not break through or who to take too long time. That is why we are hoping we can have good connection, good people, the ones that you have done correctly. How far? And that's where we'll start talking about godliness with contentment, that it's a great gain, that you should be contented with what you have and all of that. But that content is not even much yet and stuff like that. So people don't trust the society, they don't trust the institution. And secondly, anywhere there is corruption in a society, development is very, very slow. Development slows down. You won't have good schools, bad roads, hospitals. People fly out of the country to take care of themselves because corruption has taken all over. But the worst part for me that I want to insist on is about the young people. Young people will lose hope. Young people will lose hope. I was talking to a friend of mine just yesterday, and she was telling me that her children are still in primary school, and to pay tuition fees is like Hercules task. And they're still in primary school. They're not even in secondary school yet. Before you pay rent, before you pay tuition, you don't have a great job. You don't have an income that is decent. And you are saying I should not be corrupted. And she's just saying, what about when they get to secondary school? Who is going to pay? With this life that I'm living right now, this is someone who went to school. Who is going to pay for this accommodation? They will change their clothing. They will eat. Do you know how much that goes into feeding in Nigeria right now? In any part of the world. Right now, how much is a gallon of gas in America, in Nigeria, in all over the world right now? I have a friend from Tanzania. What's the next country beside Tanzania? They sound alike like this. Where Mountain Kilimanjaro is, I can't remember what it's called. He's telling me that they are buying gas like times 5 of what they used to buy before. So this is not about Nigeria. This is a global phenomenon right now. So what exactly are we going to do? Young people are going to lose hope. And if you don't have hope, that is all we've got. All of us. Hope is all that we have got right now. The hope that it will be better. Though we need more than hope, that is a discussion for another time. But the possibility that things can get better is keeping a lot of people going. That I think I feel like it will still be better. Oh, it's doing a lot of things in people's brain that I feel like I will not continue like this. I believe that someday something will be changed and something will be better. That is keeping a lot of people going. So when young people don't have hope, it's a dangerous thing. They begin to believe that success only comes through shortcuts. And that explains all the decadence that we are seeing in our country right now. Young people, when they lose hope, it will look like doing the wrong thing becomes the only available thing. And that is where I am worried and I'm very concerned about. I hope, I sincerely, that corruption, I believe that corruption is one of the biggest obstacles that any environment, any country, any community, corruption, insecurity is under it, and all of that, in my opinion. In a way of closing, I'll say whether corruption is learned or you inherit it from your environment, one thing is clear. Oh God, something came to my mind right now. Let me because of our time. Corruption, so whether it is learned or inherited, corruption survives where it is tolerated. So do your part. Don't be corrupt. If corruption is not tolerated in your office, people will not be corrupt. We've seen politicians that are able to stand up to a point to say, I am not corrupt. And there are people who have testified, well, and there are those who everybody think they are corrupt. Maybe they are not. That's not my position right now. But can you stand for honesty? Corruption survives where it is tolerated. Corruption survives where it is tolerated. Corruption, it survives where it is tolerated. When you tolerate corruption, it will survive more. What exactly are you going to do differently? As a family, you need to start teaching integrity. Teach integrity like your life depends on it. Let your family know that we can't cut corners in this house, because it starts from the family unit. It starts that I will not do the wrong thing. Many times I want to do what is wrong, but I have someone in my brain that is telling me that, what will I say? What will I say to this? Like, what will I say? Is for the sake of the name and image that I'm trying to build, I cannot do this. But there's a price to pay for that. So every corruption is intolerable. Sorry. Corruption can survive where it is tolerated. But if you don't tolerate it, the first thing you need to do is to teach integrity from the family unit. Let people know in your own sphere of contact that you cannot be corrupted. Try to practice it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be unpopular. It's not going to be very easy, but you've got to practice it. Teach your kids. Teach your family. Let your wife, let your spouse, let your boyfriend, let your fiancé, let your employees, let your staff, let your colleagues, let your counterparts, let everybody know that you stand for something. Start teaching integrity. If institution can enforce accountability, people will probably start changing. I was young, but they told us that during Buhari and Tunde Diagbon's rule as president, that there were people who started acting normal. You can't act crazy in that regime because there was someone who was ready to enforce the law. So if citizens refuse to normalize corruption, then corruption will lose its power. That is my opinion. I don't know about you, but I'm taking a position that if citizens, you and I, if or when we decide and we refuse to normalize corruption, corruption will start losing its power. Corruption will start losing its power gradually. Corruption will start losing its power gradually. I'll say it one more time. If citizens, you and I, if we refuse to normalize corruption, it will lose its power, even if it is by 1%, even though it doesn't look like it is much. Okay, it's not. It doesn't look like it is. Clock it, right? Yeah, clock. Yes, it's true. If you and I don't normalize it, corruption will be chipping it gradually. I'm rounding off, guys. We'll be chipping it gradually and we'll end up breaking it down completely. Corruption can lose its power. So the question is not just where corruption comes from. The real question is going to be, what are we doing to stop it? What are we going to do to stop it? I have like 3 more minutes or 5 more minutes more. What are we going to do to stop corruption? Play your part. Do your part. Stand stand for what is right. Stand for what is correct. Look away from those results that you think you won't get. It's just a matter of time. Oh my God. The things you are struggling to get, there are people who can give it to you free. I heard this over 20 years ago from from Chris Kilome. Positioning. This is very, like, it burns into my memory. Think about it. Are there not things that people are struggling to get that you've given to them? You personally have given to them. You that you are looking at me right now. People that you know are struggling about a particular thing, and it's in your care. You have so much of it, and you're like, are you serious? You mean you want that? Oh, I'll give you 5 as a matter of fact. Pia, 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 and you give it. The same thing for those who are way out of your league. What you are struggling to get right now, they can give it to you for free. There's really no need to be corrupted. I just pray that we can move once in a while. Let's not just be stagnant. My final question to you is going to be, do you believe corruption can be eliminated? Do you think corruption can be eliminated? That's my final question today. Do you think corruption can be eliminated? Anyone? Yes or no? Do you think corruption can be eliminated in your view? My God. I'm having a good time right now. Straight no. Yeah. Do you think corruption can be eliminated? Another question I will say, do you think you, in the midst of corrupt people, can you survive? If you can't beat them, will you not join them? Do you think you have enough stamina, the ability, the stamina to withstand all of this drama that is coming your way? Do you really think you can withstand it? With all these things that is being thrown at you, do you think corruption can be eliminated completely? I'll leave that to your yes, I do. Thank you. If it hasn't been eliminated by if it hasn't been eliminated by now, maybe not, but I hope so. That's fair. That's very fair. Trust me. And thank you. That's very sincere. Thank you. Thank you so much. Look, I'm not out of words. I'm just out of time. I wanted to keep it between 30 minutes and 1 hour. There's so many dimensions to what I'm talking about right now, but I'm not going to keep you. I will not, I won't keep you. I just want to say one thing. I know it's hard, and all I could hope for is that let us keep doing what we're doing. If we need more lessons, if we need more training, let's, in our whole sphere of contact, anywhere we can actually shine that light to let people know that it is possible to stay incorruptible, let us try. And whatever it takes to shine that light, I hope we have it. If we don't have it now, I hope it comes to us quickly. And I hope our story changes on time, so that we can also be able to tell people that, you see that guy, we know he's not corrupt. We know she's that woman, everything she has got was because she worked for it, she got favor, but we knew she was not corrupt. I hope your condition gets better. I hope you don't corrupt people outshine you. And I also hope that you get help on time, so that you will not change your mind. People can change their mind when issues are not getting better, and I hope you don't find yourself in that situation. And in case you're in that situation already, I pray that help will come for you. Again, I'm not out of words, but I'm out of time, and I want to thank you for joining me. I'm very grateful. It's a privilege to have people you could talk to in this social media time, where there's a lot of distractions on the internet, and you have what? How many people? I can't see that right now. Like, it's a privilege. I will never get used to this, and I need you to know that. I'll see you next week, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope you have a pleasant morning wherever you're joining me from. I'll see you around. Take care.